Well, turn this so you can see it. Everything should look pretty much the same as it did when we signed off yesterday. And the reason for that is because I had discovered that my episode, yesterday's episode 909, was not kicking into high definition. When YouTube first gets the video, it first comes out at 360p, and then it ups to, I think it's, 480, and then the next jump is 720, and then it goes to 1080, and then it jumps up to 4K. And if you're doing 4K 60, then it'll go 4K 60, and some people are actually uploading in 8K. Although that's not going to do me any good because I don't have an 8K monitor, so why bother, right? Anyway, and I don't have an 8K camera either, at least not yet. I'm thinking about it though. Now, I did not come back to the table yesterday and reinforce this, so I'm going to have to do that this morning yet. And I'm very reluctant to even touch this because it was just very, you might say, precariously fastened on there. So I'm going to have to be extremely careful. Yeah, I don't want to accidentally yank on this part right here or anything like that, because I think that this bracket that I glued on yesterday could easily be pulled off. Anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to try not to be wasting a lot of time today, doing a lot of piddly little things like gluing. I'd like to move on and turn the page to step 60 today if we can. I think we're pretty much done with 59. I could be wrong. Anyway, let's get going here. Now, as the saying goes, I am not a happy camper right now. I was trying to reposition and it broke off. And I was being really careful. Okay, let's let that cure, and we just have to hope now that we didn't glue our cable down. I don't think so. No, it's still loose. Okay, let's give that a bit of a cure. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention that at this moment, in fact, it's probably almost finished now, the second try of episode 909 is uploading. So hopefully it's the problem is solved. Yeah, I have no idea what was happening there. Anyway, let's see if we can hang up the bird feeder. It's not too bad outside right now. Okay, this is not a reenactment. Now, if you remember when I tried this before, I couldn't reach the wire, so I'm going to try it from the inside here. I think that'll work. Now, this is going to be too high, so I'm going to have to make an extension. But I want to get this on here and be able to measure to know exactly how. Okay, looks like it's about 18 inches too high. Alright, now we'll go and measure from the outside and see how much of an extension I have to put on. Be back in a minute. Okay, I said this before. I'm glad I can cut out the dead spots. Now, what I want is to have the bottom of the bird feeder right about here, and you'll see after why. Well, I had a pretty good guess, 18 inches. Make it 19. You'll see why. I'm sorry about the wind noise in the microphones, but we've all heard that before. Now, the idea of these sticks underneath it is to keep it from swinging in the wind. Now, I may find that I'm going to have to fasten it underneath somewhere, but we'll see how it goes here. Now there's a surveillance camera right up there. I'm going to sort of hone it in on this thing, and we'll be able to keep an eye on it, see if any birds come. Now this is the pan tilt zoom camera that's on the back of the house, and yeah, there is another camera there that covers it, but not quite as good as this one will. And yeah, you know what? We better get back to the model. I spent a lot of time messing around with this bird feeder here. I'm going to have to change the name of this show to from the model ship to, I don't know, something else. Actually, that's been suggested. Anyway, let's get back to the model table and see if we can't do something here. Well, a lot of time has passed here since we put that CA on. And yeah, those of you who are watching this series for the model build, you're probably thinking to yourself, a lot of time is wasted. No, I don't look at it that way because I'm having a good time. Anyway, the bird feeder is now in this screen down here. Don't know if you can see it or not. But anyway, we can keep an eye on it. Get my monitor back here. Just bear with me. There we go. All right, let's get this unhooked and get it stood back up very carefully. I'm going to do it off camera, and that way I'll be able to watch what I'm doing. Oh, by the way, I want to thank our friend Tennessee Jim for, giving me the heads up about the fact that the bird feeder is going to swing in the wind and bang against the side of the house. Now, okay, this end right here, this has to fasten onto it, and the way it works is we've got a little piece of photo etch. Now this is only if I am reading the manual correct. This piece of photo etch gets glued on the end here, and then I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's little holes in it, and as near as I can tell, this end right here, see if I can get it up here without breaking anything. Maybe what I should do is just go ahead and do it but anyway, this little stem that we were looking at goes through one of those holes. And then remember we were talking about the end of it had to be bent a little bit? Well, I guess it forms sort of a little hook, and it just sort of hooks in there. Now that is going to be one really fragile situation going on. I can see where this would work. It's extremely light, but I'm going to have to be, watch that I don't. Well, wait a minute. Looks like there's a pulley in here. Remember we put a pulley in? What's that pulley for? I better check the manual again. I might have made something wrong here. No, I had momentarily forgotten we'd made this up, remember? And what happens is the hook, that open hook, goes around the pulley, and yeah, that's what that's all about. And then we just CA it in place there. Now, as much as I hate to do it, I've got to call it quits for today. I'm getting coffee company in about 35 minutes, and I haven't even started my final edit yet. So my coffee company's probably going to have to sit beside me at the computer while I do the final edit. And that has happened before, and I'm kind of embarrassed when that happens. But anyway, although he seems to enjoy it. So thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.